Hello everyone, George the Rambling Man here. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy April to everyone. It's Sunday morning, April the 2nd, as I ride here. Beautiful day. I think spring has finally sprung. Dogwoods are out. Cherry trees are blooming. Azaleas are out. Just a wonderful time of the year. Of course, we also have a lot of pollen, which is not nice for those of you that might suffer with allergies, but it comes with the territory. But it's a Sunday morning. I love riding Sunday mornings for a couple of reasons. Less traffic out on the road. That's always a good thing. But Sunday mornings are kind of my time. You know, we're all busy. We all have responsibilities and jobs and families to take care of, businesses. But everybody's got to find a little time for themselves. You know, that's something my wife and I have worked out over the years, that, you know, even though you're married and you're a team, you're a couple, you know, you gotta find some time once in a while for yourself. And I've really come to enjoy my Sunday mornings. My wife works in the nursery at our church on Sunday mornings for a couple of the early masses, practicing her grandmother skills, which hopefully we'll need in the near future since my oldest son's getting married next year. This car ahead of me from Alabama is not exactly knowing where he's going, and it's kind of slowing me down here. But anyway, getting back to Sunday mornings, so she's off at church on Sunday mornings. Got a couple of kids that still live at home. They're in their 20s, but they're still at home. They're usually sleeping early on Sunday mornings. So, you know, Sunday mornings are my time. And that's the time where I can get out and do whatever I want to do. And I tell you, in the spring, when the weather's beautiful like this, what better time to be out on your motorcycle? There's a lot of different reasons why people ride motorcycles, I know. But for me, it just gives me a time where I'm away from my phone, I'm away from my email, away from my business. Don't think about those things. In fact, I try really hard not to think about those things because I'm concentrating on riding, I'm concentrating on safety and looking for the other guy, and just being out on a day like this is, to me, is wonderful. You know, the bike that I have doesn't have a radio or anything like that, so I'm not even listening to the radio. And it's just a time for myself. Harley Trek's video he put out yesterday said, you know, sometimes you just got to get out and ride. You know, social media is great, YouTube is great, but sometimes you just got to get out and ride, and I agree with that. So Sunday mornings are my time. I'm a firm believer in working hard when you're supposed to be working, and then at least one day of the week, you know, take some rest, take a day off, do what you want to do, ride your motorcycle, go fishing, go play golf, garden, do whatever you want to do, whatever your hobbies are. Spend time with your family. I think it's important. You know, these guys that work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, I don't see how they keep their mental health. I certainly wouldn't. I know there's no amount of money that I can make that would make that worth it. So I try to take at least one day off and you know, for myself. And Sunday mornings are great. You know, I got the whole morning. We don't go to Mass together as a family until 12:30, so basically I've got as early as I want to get up till around noon for myself. And today's such a great day. It's like I said, it's in the mid-50s now. It's going to be in the, I think, almost in the mid to high 70s later on today. So I'll probably go out later today as well. This is perfect weather here for my leather jacket. I've had this leather jacket a couple of years now. I bought it on leatherup.com, a website that sells lots of things, but the leather jackets primarily, leather riding gear. The brand, I think, is X Element. Not a really expensive jacket, but it's a really good one. If anybody's on the market for a leather jacket and they don't want to pay $600 or $700 or some ridiculous price for one, I highly recommend leatherup.com. They're not paying me to say that, but it's a good website. They have some good prices. This is a nice heavy jacket, well armored. It's got some vents in it, so it does flow a little air through it when you need it. It's really nice. I'll probably switch this afternoon to my mesh jacket. It's going to be warm enough for that. But just a great time out here. Anyway, I had a pretty tough week though. As I mentioned last week in my vlog, I was going to go on a conference this week, or this past week, to Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. I know I wasn't going to get a lot of sympathy. There's some nice horses. Wasn't going to get a lot of sympathy from you guys being in Hilton Head for a couple of days. But it was a conference that we normally go to every year. And I went and took my wife. It was going to be a nice little mini vacation. Great resort right on the beach. Conference center hotel right on the beach. Just very nice. Hilton Head is a very upscale area. A lot of wealthier people, I think, retire there and have places there. Before I left, my daughter actually got sick on Saturday before we left. She got a little intestinal virus and was out of commission for a day. She was fine by the time we left on Sunday. But my wife cautioned me, you better stay away from her because you don't want to get that bug. I don't usually get sick a lot, but I said, okay, well, I did stay away from her. So we take off to the conference. And Monday was fine. The conference was from Monday through Wednesday. Monday was fine. Monday night I started feeling not really great. And then about 3 a.m. I was in full distress. And I was sick for 24 hours. I mean, out of commission, sick in the hotel room. And what was really bad was I had a speaking engagement at this conference on Tuesday afternoon that I had to miss. And I really felt bad about that. Had to call the conference folks and tell them I'm sorry, but I just can't do it. And they understood, of course, but I've never, in all the years that I've been in this business, I've never missed something like that, and I felt terrible about it. One of the things my dad taught me growing up, my dad, salt of the earth. He's a hard-working guy, worked his whole life, supported his family. And one of the things he taught me was, you know what? You get up every day and you go to work. Some days you're going to feel good, some days you're not going to feel good. Just because you don't feel good is no excuse not to go to work. And I learned that from him, and I've pretty much done the same thing through my whole career, and my career has almost spanned 40 years now. So I really felt bad about basically calling in sick to this conference, this speaking engagement, and not being able to do it, but you know what, it is what it is. So our little vacation was kind of cut short. It wasn't very nice because of that. Then to get back to Atlanta, and some homeless people, vagrants, camping out under an elevated portion of expressway in Atlanta, Interstate 85, right north of the city, set fire to a bunch of PVC pipe or conduit or something that was stored underneath the bridge, and whoever made the decision to store that stuff under the bridge probably is worried about his job. Anyway, it started a fire, a huge fire, that was so intense that it actually collapsed a section of concrete supported, elevated interstate highway that goes right through Atlanta. So now the traffic is not already bad enough in Atlanta. It's worse now because of these detours and everything that everybody has to take. And I had to go to Macon on Thursday, so I had to go an alternate route. The traffic was terrible, and I'm usually a pretty upbeat guy, but I was kind of aggravated, I tell you, on Thursday with all the traffic woes. One good thing is I got off the expressway and took some back roads down to Macon that I'd never been on before. Kind of went down through Monticello, Georgia, and down through Juliet, kind of the central part of the state. Not really mountainous or anything. It's kind of flat, actually. Maybe some rolling hills, actually. Long straightaways, long sweeping curves, just pasture land, farms, a lot of dairy farms out there. So, I got back, I told my wife, I said, I was aggravated this morning driving down there, but, after I thought about it and driving home today, it was actually kind of nice. I probably found some new motorcycle roads to go on. that was very pleasant. I always like finding new places to ride, and there's some nice country down there to ride in. I guess riding on the interstate's okay if you're going on a long trip and you gotta get on the old super slab for a while, but you know, these type of roads like I'm on right now are the best. So it was a pretty tough week, and so I'm glad to have a great weekend like it's been this weekend. Had a great day yesterday with my wife, riding around looking at some land that maybe we were thinking about selling our house, building a house out in the country, and we took a ride out and looked at some places. No definites yet, but saw some really nice pieces of land. And then today, like I say, Sunday morning, this is my time. As Harley Trek said, you just got to get out and ride. All right, I hope everyone has a great week. You know, spring has sprung. This is the prime riding season, and hope everybody takes advantage of it. And everybody ride safe. This is Georgia Ramblin' Man here. I'm out.